Okay, you're in the middle of quite a large tour. How's it been going so far?
It's going very well, actually. I mean, we're enjoying ourselves. Great turnout, great response. Everything's organized, so can't ask for more.
Have you ever played in the UK before?
No, this is our first UK tour, and I say it's about fucking time, you know. We haven't done it for, I don't know, for an unknown reason, I guess.
Now, your last album, Epigenesis, came out about 5 months ago. Do you ever find yourself picking up a magazine or looking on the internet and seeing what people think? Is that something that you do?
Yeah, I do that. I'm guilty of doing that, and I shouldn't. It's unhealthy. But, you know, the magazines, the press reactions, I get them anyway. And they seem to be very good. I mean, it's a challenging album to some people. And the more developed musical ear understands it after like a couple of listens. The less developed musical ear, which is not a bad thing, takes a few more listens, and then they could understand it, and it's a timeless album. So the reviews are fantastic.
It's a good album. Now, the previous album before that one, Emissaries, that's it seems to be an extremely popular album. How would you compare your new one to that one?
I could have done it again, but it's pointless to repeat. The previous one was focusing on certain aspects, like perhaps aggression. This one was more self-indulging and exploring elements we haven't done before, like psychedelic 70s rock, incorporated within our music, and a more organic approach. Everything was done analog, just like good old albums in the 80s. So, and I think this is more multifaceted, this album. They got simple songs, complex songs, short, long, you know. It's just different. Each album's different.
Now, Melechesh probably has one of the most interesting sort of histories of how you came to be. I mean, you started in Jerusalem, is that right?
Yeah.
What influenced you to create a band like this?
Well, you know, starting in Jerusalem, I just wanted to make... I was always involved in music, and first time I was on stage was like 1990 with other forms of music, with other bands, basically. I just wanted to do something like a huge middle finger to what's going on in Jerusalem, basically. And that's what I did, basically, a middle finger to what's happening there. However, I wanted to add credibility, and I wanted to add an own touch, the Middle Eastern touch, to the music, so that's why we did it, basically.
And I mean that middle finger, that got you sort of portrayed as Satanists and stuff like that, is that right? I mean,
yeah.
What happened? Did you have policemen at your door or something?
Not at my door, because they didn't know where I live. Had they known, I would have been fucked, because I lived in East Jerusalem, and if the policemen show up in East Jerusalem, you're pretty fucked. No, it was like... First of all, I was a complete outcast from my personal society. My family are from the Christian background. They're not religious, but still it's a conservative Christian society in Jerusalem where everybody knows everybody. So I was completely cast out in East Jerusalem. Now in West Jerusalem, no one cares. It's quite a cultural, open-minded place, and I like that. However, there was a miscommunication when a newspaper, for the sake of sensationalism, just said, instead of this is a black metal band, I said this is a satanic cult. And they're like, what? Wait a minute, there's a satanic cult in Jerusalem? They put it on the front page. So I was like wanted for questioning and stuff, but the newspaper, despite this shitty thing, they were at least decent enough not to give my personal info. They knew my pseudonym and you know, the photos with like corpse paint and stuff. But they did harass a lot of rockers downtown, and they were arresting a lot of people, and eventually they forgot about it. You know, they have much worse things to deal with there, but still, it created a stir at the time.
Yeah, good press.
it was weird press. I didn't like it because a lot of people were coming like, "Hey, we want to join your cult." I'm like, "There is no cult. We're a band, music band." You know, but.
So, what made you decide the Netherlands to be your new home then?
It wasn't really a choice of, like, it was just a choice of convenience, actually. I just wanted to leave, and I was heading to the States where my friends are living as well. I used to live there before, so I thought that might be a good place to go. I wanted to do my university. I wanted just to get out of there. See, I got out of Jerusalem for many reasons, right? Socio-political, musical, personal, demographic. So, I just went to the Netherlands because my bass player just moved there. And it was close to Jerusalem. I could visit, whatever. I stayed there. I'm still there.
I mean, through all of the accusations and whatever in Jerusalem, did you ever wonder if the music was worth it? Did you ever consider just stopping?
No. Why? Why would I stop? I mean, the music is absolutely worth it. And many of those people who did not like what we do, look at them now. What are they doing? You know what I mean? I think what we did was very significant. To be the first signed metal band from Jerusalem, the first band with the Palestinian member, my guitar player, the first band from East Jerusalem, the first black metal band from Jerusalem, the first signed band in the Middle East who are not Israelis, because there's been a few great Israeli bands that have been signed. So we're the first. We did a lot of firsts, and we invented our own subgenre. So I think that's quite significant, and I'm proud of it.
So what do you think of bands like Orphaned Land, who maybe sort of play on their origins?
Well, I like their music. I think they do good music.
So the last 2 months there have been many protests in the Arab world around Egypt especially, and is that something that you've been following or have an interest in?
Well, interest, I mean, yeah, I mean, I've been following like everyone else. I check the news and stuff. But, I've been seeing what's happening there. And frankly, I see it as a necessary thing, you know. It's interesting what's happening. I guess people are awake and their voices being heard now. As long as it's not hijacked by extremists, then it's fine.
And why do you think it's happening in so many countries in such a short space of time now?
I don't know. I have no clue. I guess they felt the timing is right and the frustrations built up. But with politics, there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of things behind the scenes that you and I never heard. So.
Okay. Well, I've heard apparently there are plans to create a film about the origins and history of Melechesh. Is there any truth in that? No,
but there was a documentary about me personally, how I created Melechesh. But the director kind of lost his way and lost the film as well, and someone else stepped in, so it's work in progress. Yeah.
Okay. So after the tour, after you've done all of this, what's next for Melechesh?
7 days off, and then I'm going 5 weeks to the States, and after that, just come back, sit down, reassess, and write a new album. I still not thinking that far ahead. Just trying to pass this touring period. It's like 10-week touring period in one piece, and then think about what's happening next.
And when you're not used to being on tour for so long, is it hard to sort of jump into a tour like this?
Oh, well, luckily we had a nice warm-up tour right before this one. We had like a week tour in Central Europe. It's not so hard, no. I mean, like, of course, you miss being around at your place, your friends and stuff, but so far so good. I just like minding my own business, and it's going okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, thanks a lot for your time. Do you have any last words for the people watching this?
Well, no. I'm trying to think. It's for Metal Storm, right?
Yes, Metal Storm.
All right. Well, I do keep track of Metal Storm. I do check out the comments from some people, and we do appreciate your support.
Okay, thank you very much.